Hi guys, today I'm gonna give a second life to one of my favorite sweatshorts. It's really been with me for about 3 or 4 years and it's definitely seen some better times. Now it loses its color, it's burnt out in the sun because I live in California and sun is very intense here, and also it has some stains that I cannot remove, so I decided what can I do, and a bright idea came into my mind. I decided to color it first into a lemon yellow, and also I decided that if this will not help, and it will probably not, I will also put an embroidery on the front side so I can cover up all of the stains that I've got. First thing is to dye my beautiful sweatshirt. So for dyeing, I obviously need paint, as I said, basing, gloves. Safety is our priority number one. Okay, so as instruction says, before dyeing we're supposed to wash our clothes. So we remove all the dust and grease from it. So mine was already washed. To dye it, we have to use the basin or bucket or whatever you call it, and we have to add hot water. It's very important because in cold water something will happen, but the result will not satisfy you, definitely. It says about 140 Fahrenheit, which I have no idea how much is that, so I think it's about 100 degrees Celsius. And it says that for one thing it's enough 1 teaspoon of liquid. Okay, so here's a lot of instructions for each type of materials. I believe that this one was cotton. Obviously I don't have. Oh no, I do have. Hey, so my material is 20% polyester, 80% cotton. So yeah, I've got a cotton sweatshirt. So what I have to do is to use 1 teaspoon of liquid dish detergent, which is quite strange, but whatever. And also I have to add 1 cup of salt to dye bath for cotton, rayon or linen. I don't have 1 cup of salt. I'm not sure if I have salt at all. Probably I'll have to go to the store. It just says add dye, like a whole bottle, or what do they think I will do? Okay, and I have to stir it consistently for 30 minutes. Wow, that sounds like a lot. I thought I will just leave it to sink in and then some magic will happen. No, I was wrong. Oh yeah, it actually was saying in the preparation part that I have to use half of the bottle of this dye with 3 gallons of hottest water safe for fabric. 1 teaspoon. I feel myself like what? Okay, so everything I've got left from the salt. Let's try half of a bottle. A bit more. To be honest, at this point it doesn't look like yellow at all. So now it says that I've gotta spin it for 30 minutes.
1 eternity later.
I believe I rinsed enough, which is maybe not true, but who cares? I'm tired. And so now instruction says to wash it with your hands, which I don't have liquid detergent or anything like that, and I'm tired again. So the other option that instruction says is that I can wash it in my washing machine, but with an old towel. I don't have an old towel, so you just put the darkest towel I have. Okay, and I will put my washing machine to light cycle, and I just let it to wash. So the color looks really nice. There are no bleaches, even though that I didn't stir for the whole time and I was letting it just to lay and soak the water and the color. So I really like how it looks. So as I thought, my stains didn't go away. If we talk about the minor stains that were light and probably were from some food, so yeah, they pretty much colored. Yeah, there are no more of them anymore. But these black ones, as expected on their places, I think this is a motor oil, so obviously it won't go away easily. If to say it won't go away at all. So here are the patterns. I found them in a supermarket, in one of the biggest supermarkets, in a hobby section, and it costed less than $2. I believe something like $1.50. And here are really cool patterns. There are a lot of them. It has like 2 big pages. Boom! And you can cut out any of these patterns. I personally prefer this one. I think it looks really nice, and which is also good. There are a lot of details, so I think I can cover up everything nicely. So the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut this piece out and transfer it to my sweatshirt. If I'm looking now, my stains are quite low, and I think that if I will put this rounded pattern on the bottom, it will look a bit strange and clumsy. I'm kind of thinking between this one with bears, also because I have couple stains here on the top, so I think maybe I could make stars as well. That probably if it's on the bottom, this one will look a little bit better. I really don't know how to choose, so I have to turn this, to measure this. It's very important not to put any water into the iron for obvious reason, because pattern is on the paper. The instruction also says that it's better to preheat the place where I'm gonna put my pattern. Now I put the pattern. I will check. Yeah, I think I need to iron it a bit longer. And yeah. So as I said, it was the best thing to do is to secure the paper, because as you can see, it's moved a little bit. Now everything looks messy. It could be worse. It could be better. Definitely. Not everything is absolutely clear. For example, letter B decided not to transfer, but otherwise it seems as I was just looking at this picture for too long and now it's just blurred. I already made first 2 letters because there was almost no ink and it was kind of challenging, so I decided that I will just do it first. Here it is. Now I will show what I did, how I did that. I just took a floss. To be honest, I'm not quite sure if I'm going to the upper layer or the bottom one. I think the bottom one is closer to what I'm doing now. So I start as usual, go here, put my thread, so And then I do a reverse stitch. Like this, and I put it back in the hole from the previous one. Voila. Now I just have to repeat it a few times. And it's quite a nice stitch because it's easy to control. And each time you go back in the hole you were already, so it looks nice and clean. Letter A is also ready. So I will do all the letters and all the outlines in pretty much the same technique. So see you when I'm done here. I finished with the outline. I really like how it looks like. Mainly I was doing everything with a back stitch. As I said, there is a needle, so I have to be careful. But okay, so when I was stitching, the problem occurred. The pattern started to fade away. In some places, like on the right side, I almost couldn't see anything. So I got a solution. I have a marker pen for situations like that where I can draw the pattern myself. So I just repeated the pattern with this marker pen. As you can see, I still have a bird. I really like how it looks and I really like the placement of it. I was afraid that it would be too low, but it's not. It actually looks really cool. I still have some stains over here and over here, so I'll probably add some stars or something that will cover it up as well. I decided to get rid of the inks first. So that's where the magic starts. Everything just gone immediately. Hi again, I'm here with the updates. So I started embroidering the first pine tree. Actually, I had to try a couple times. When I did the first part, I was quite satisfied with that. But when I started to do this part, it wasn't going so well. So I had to undo all of my embroidering and start all over again. So it wasn't quite easy, and also I used a slightly different color for branches that stand out. Now with a lot of light I can see that it actually different. I kind of like the result. So see, I'm kind of trying to make it random, and I also start in random places, especially if I see that there is an empty space over there. Don't be afraid to experiment. And just to give you some idea on how much time it requires, so it's been almost a week since I've started. I embroidery every day, but not like the whole day. Sometimes for hours, sometimes for 3 hours. This just requires a lot of time. Okay, so the bare space turned out extremely ugly. Really, it's so bad that I was procrastinating on it for about a month or so. I didn't touch it at all because I just couldn't look at it. The thing I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna cut out the face and embroider it again. So I'm also gonna change eyes, nose and mouth because this kind of brown is not seen under the other shades. So I'm gonna change eyes and nose and mouth to black. Another problem is that I always afraid that things will fall apart, so I'm trying to secure them as hard as possible. And this is really not helpful when you're trying to undo something. So I think this is the best I could get. So I also bought a bigger hoop. I can put my whole embroidery in it and make it easier to visualize everything I've got. Now I'm gonna use a bit of black and these different shades of white, brown and stuff. So this time I will switch the direction of the embroidery. So I'm practically done with the main part of my embroidery, and the only thing that's left is to make stars to cover all the stain that's left. It's just a teeny tiny bit of work. I've spent quite a lot of time on the bear, a little bit less time on trees, and I'm pretty happy with how it looks like now. So let's dive into stars. So I'm pretty much gonna embroider stars in the way I usually draw them. Okay, and just like that, we've got a star. So now I just have to make like about 10 more, maybe a bit less, to make it look better. By the way, this is how the back of my embroidery looks like. Besides the bear, I'm pretty happy with what looks like because, you know, backs are not my strongest side, and I'm glad that it's not just messy. Let's continue with the stars. Let's see where else I got the stains. Sorry. I think that's enough stars for the moment. Maybe later I will add more. Now it's time to see the results. And here it is. I think it looks just nice, even though the picture is a bit lower than I would want it to be. It's still okay. I couldn't move it upper because, as you remember, I was covering up some stains.
Here's a closer look. Thank you for watching. Follow the channel, hit the like button, and see you in the next video. Bye guys!